Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now I know what you're thinking, another haul video, but trust me, this one's different. Stick around until the end and I'll show you something that I've never seen before and you probably haven't either. But I've got finds from Temu that caught my eye because you know once you click on something, ads will bombard you until you cave. So I'm unboxing and giving you my honest first impressions. If you saw my last haul, you know that I went a little crazy with the yarn hooks and all kinds of crafty goodies, but there was one thing that was missing: knitting needles. I just couldn't find anything but bamboo old hat needles that everyone has and no one uses. But fear not, this time I went back to Temu and I found some needles that I'm really curious and excited about. Will they live up to my very high expectations? I'll have to stick around and find out. For anyone who missed my previous haul, I grabbed all kinds of yarn, hooks, and crafty finds that even knitters would find useful. You can catch that video too. The link is in the description. It's like a treasure hunt, but for yarn lovers. Before we dive into today's haul, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my future reviews, tutorials, and yes, free patterns. And if you like anything you see today, I've got links in the description where you can grab them and even get a discount, because who doesn't love a good deal? You're all wondering, how do these products hold up in the real world? Well, I'm still testing a lot of items from my last haul. Some are already a deep dive and others, well, I'm taking my sweet time with them. I want to make sure I'm not just giving you a look, I bought something new type of review. I'm here to help you figure out what's worth the buy and what you can avoid like a tangled yarn mess. So hang tight for those deeper dives. They're coming. There are some linked in the description below if you want to see any of those. But today you're getting my straight out of the box first impression with a 1 through 5 rating. I'm coming with 0 filter, but don't worry, I'll be doing full reviews on these items later so you can decide if they're worth adding to your collection or tossing out with the old bamboo knitting needles you never use. All right, let's dive into this haul and see what I found this time. Okay, first up, I have to start with more yarn, of course. So this is how it came straight out of the Temu package. As with the last yarn haul, there's not a whole lot telling me any information on this yarn. It is supposed to be a Mohair sequin yarn. It does give me on the bag, it says 40% wool, 35% mohair, and 25% cotton. And that's about it. No yardage, no nothing, but you'll know in my deep dive, I'll find that out for you if it's not on the website. But let's open this up and take a closer look. So I don't know why, I just really wanted some sequined yarn, and this was one of those that popped up, you know, while I'm on another website, and it's like, hey, you might be interested in this, and I was, and it's really, the sequins are really pretty. They're all different colors and sizes, so there's little copper looking colors, silver, just a whole variety. The yarn has that fuzzy mohair look. You'll know from my last video I was highly disappointed with one of the mohairs that I received, so this definitely looks like it's going to give me a good halo effect when I work with it. For the 4-pack, it was about $16, so $4 a ball or cake, which, you know, depending on how well this works out, is not a bad deal at all. So I am really excited to try this out and see what I think. So straight out of the package, I am going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 for now. We'll see if it increases when I actually use it. The next item I had no expectations for. I just thought they looked cool and I was hoping for the best, and that is these IGI planchette. I'm sure I didn't say either of that correctly. I never know how to say that. Stitch markers. Why is everything always in loud plastic? Let me take it out so we can get a closer look. So these come with 8 different locking stitch markers, so you can use them for knit or crochet. And as you can see, they have kind of an enameled design on the front and then a solid textured background. These are so detailed and look so well made. I can't believe these were only about $6. Time will tell if the locking portion works well for crochet. Knit, you usually don't have that issue because you can just slide them, but these were so cool looking, I couldn't pass them up. So straight out of the box, I'm going 5 out of 5. These things are such good quality, I cannot believe how low priced they were. Okay, first installment of knitting needles, and I found stainless steel circular needles. And they're loud plastic, so I'm gonna put them down. So these were like $14, and it comes with 14 pairs from a 3mm to a 10mm. So that's like $1 a pair. That is an amazing deal. And it comes with this super cute like travel pouch that you can stick them in. So that's a deal. But if they don't work well, it doesn't matter because you're never going to use them. So let's open up one of these and just give some first impressions before I deep dive later to see if they actually work well. Okay, so first impressions out of the package. The cable is not inflexible or stiff. It is quite flexible. It is like an actual cable. I would have expected it to be just straight plastic like other super cheap knitting needles, but it looks like a decent quality. It is really connected well to the tips. An interesting thing on the packaging was talking about that if this becomes stiff because it's cold, it dries out. So if you put it in warm water, it will kind of moisturize it and make it flexible again. I always thought the warm water for those stiff cables was to kind of melt the plastic, but maybe they just are dehydrated. So give your cable some water, they'll thank you. Then we have the tips. So these tips are super light. I have some 10mm circulars, and I swear they feel way heavier than this. This almost feels like an aluminum. It's so light. So I will maybe weigh those on the deep dive to see what the difference between the two is. But I am getting older and I have hand pain. So light is definitely a plus for me. The feeling of these, I don't know. They don't feel super slick. I have some like Addy Turbos and different things like that, and those have a very slick surface. These, not so much. Like I'm hoping that the yarn's gonna slide, but that could be the deal breaker with these. So we will have to see. The size is printed on the needle. On the packaging, it says it's on the cable in black. I can't find it. Unless it's like microscopic, I don't see it. So, and this would be the easiest one to see because it's white. They do have black cables and purple cables, so those will probably be even harder if it was on there. So I don't mind it being on the needle itself, and it doesn't seem like it's going to interfere with anything. The tips are fairly pointed, almost lace tip territory, so I think these will work for most projects. So every single cable is the same length in this package, and I don't remember what it is. This is, I'm gonna say 32 maybe. Yeah, about 32, 36. It did not have different lengths that you could purchase. That might be something that I have to search out if they have different lengths. So if you're the kind of person that wants to match your cable length to what you're doing, these may not work for everything. Definitely aren't going to work for beanies, but that's something to keep in mind. So these would be great for blankets, shawls, scarves, you know, things that where it's not worked in the round, which usually like the circular needles, you want them for working in the round. But for straight projects that are large, these should be perfect. So straight up first impression, I'm gonna give these a 3 out of 5. The price, you can't beat it. The selection, you can't beat it. But I am worried about these tips. So you're gonna have to stick around for the deep dive to see if they actually work or these are just a waste of money and my 3 goes to a 1. So stick around. Okay, the next item, I just straight up bought it because I was like, I hate the one I have. I keep putting up with it, but these things are usually so expensive and this one was so cheap. I'm like, I can't go wrong. I'm gonna try it and see what happens. So I got a new umbrella swift. Can't see it very well in here. Let's open it up. Okay, my umbrella swift that I have now, I purchased many years ago. It is made of wood, and the wood, since the very beginning, is warped on the portion that moves the umbrella up and down. And I am so cheap that I will not buy a new one, or I never have, and I was just putting up with the sliding of it, and it drove me insane. It drives me insane to this day. All of the pieces that hold it together have broken, and I've like fashioned it with yarn. You'll see what it looks like when I do the deep dive on this one. I'll compare the two. But this one I got, it's metal. It was about $11, so way cheaper than most Swifts. Most Swifts are like $30. And I was like, metal, maybe it won't be warped and it'll be easier to use. So let's see. So it comes with a clamp. The problem with my Swift is the clamp. All my furniture is very thick. For whatever reason, everything has like a thick edge and nothing that has clamps ever works. So that one I have to like attach to my bedpost because that's like the thinnest piece of wood that I have. This one, it looks like it's gonna be the same. It's pretty thin. You know, I'm not super hopeful on that. But let's see, I guess I have to remove this and turn it around. Here we go. Let's see. But I'm hoping, it's like a little off there. I'm hoping that the umbrella portion is not warped and will open and close easily. Okay, let me figure this out. So this is it. Is there? Yeah, there's a wire in there. Okay, so they're connected by wires. There's a wire inside this like blue plastic sheathing. And then let's see, how do we make this go up? Okay. This might be totally worthless already. How do we work this thing? It's starting to open. I feel like it should be easier than this. Am I just doing it dumbly? Oh, okay. Woo. It's like an umbrella. So don't push the little button to open it. I'm caught. Don't push the little button to open it. Push the button to close it, but just push it like an umbrella to open. Oh, and it's like nice and sturdy. Like my wood one, I can never get the little wood crank to stay. Like every single time when I start putting the yarn on, it starts closing in and I'm like sitting there trying to crank it. This, whoop, I didn't break it. I just pulled the clamp off. I didn't tighten it down enough. We'll just put that to the side for now. So this could be this could be a great substitute for my wood Swift. I don't know about, I guess when you'll just put it on and then stick it out and it should, maybe that'll kind of help it from, because the wood, it's like wood cross beams, so you don't get a lot of give. I wonder if this will help with the tension when you're winding, like if it'll make it not so tight, like it'll give maybe as you're going. I'm really excited to try this out. These little metal rings, it looks like what's it called, like a jump ring for jewelry, so it goes over. It's not just like touching like a, magic ring where you separate them. So it looks like it should hold up pretty well. I'm quite happy right now. I think this might work really well. I kind of like that it's a little bit off center too, because the one that I have, is this it? Yes. Can I, oh, I can kind of, no, can I? I'm like, what can I do? I was seeing if I can like turn it different ways to attach the clamp different ways. I guess you could, yeah, you could go straight up sideways. So depending, like, because one of the problems with Swifts is they're so big, you need like a good clearance area. And like with furniture, I don't want to take everything off of the furniture to wind something. So this could like help you, you know, kind of maybe go off of the furniture this way and go across. Like that can give you a lot of options. I'm gonna go with a 4.5 out of 5. And this might jump to a 5 once I actually use it. Or I could just go completely down the toilet if it doesn't work well. But I'm very hopeful right now. So I got like kind of a really interesting magnetic yarn holder this last haul. I still haven't deep dive into it, and I'm not going to tell you because I've been using it. I'm not going to tell you what it's like until I get to the deep dive. So when I saw this, I thought it would be kind of a cool decoration, but also useful. So let me open it and show you what it is. It's not put together. I need to put this together and then I'll explain to you what it is, but you can probably guess a little bit just from this section. It has one of those little mini screwdrivers like my other yarn holder. Okay, let's see. Okay, that was very easy to put together actually. The instructions looked kind of crazy, but it really was only 2 screws in the bottom and then everything else just kind of snapped together. So can you guess what this is? And it also came with the protective little feet that I'm going to stick on later so you don't scratch your surfaces. So this is a yarn holder and hook and needle holder. So I love the different size holes. They're a little wackadoodle, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see, do they line up pretty well? They should line up pretty well, but you can see they're not quite perfect circles, but if it fits in there, that's fine. They're all different sizes. It'll be interesting. But you can actually put a full skein on this one and then slide it in and work it off as a roller, or you can put a cake on here and roll it around that away. So it has a few different options. I thought this would be kind of cool sitting because you could have your needles or crochet hooks at the ready and whatever you're working on. So we'll see, like these pop out easily so they won't get in the way, but I thought that was kind of neat. And it was only $14, so not bad if it works well. We'll see how well, I don't know. I feel these holes are kind of small. Like they might fit some knitting needles, but a lot of my crochet hooks have kind of big handles, kind of just the old school, like Susan Bates might fit in here, but we'll see. So straight out of the box, I'm gonna go with like a 3 out of 5. It's cool. It may work well, it may not. It's cute. It's a good little decoration. We'll see how well it works. Okay, I bought more yarn. This was another one that I saw in one of those ads and I was like, oh, that's so cute. And this is what actually sparked me to get the next haul, because I clicked on this one and then I was like, man, let's look and see if they have knitting needles yet. And I found some, so I was like, time to shop. This one isn't as loud, but let's still take it out and take a closer look. But first, no ball bands, as usual. This one is called Starry Mane Hair Yarn. And this actually has some mohair in it too. It's wool at 30%, mohair 10%, nylon 20%, and acrylic 40%. So like a red blend wine, this is a yarn blend yarn. So let's take a closer look. So this had a couple unique features. These nubs were like standing out to me. I thought they were kind of cool and cute, and pictured what it might look like worked up. Plus, this is self-striping, and I love self-striping anything, so I had to get self-striping. The yarn itself is an interesting texture. It's wound pretty tightly, so it doesn't give a whole lot of soft feeling. And the blend, I don't know, it's not like horrible, it's not rough, it's not scratchy, but it's not soft. Depending on what you make with it, that may not matter though. So like I could find something to do with it, because I love the look of this. It was 6 balls for about $11. So again, like you can't beat that. That is an amazing deal. I don't know the yardage. It might be on the website. Otherwise, I'll use my winder to let you know how much is in each one. But it looks like quite a lot. I would say that this is probably like a fingering, and the mohair on it is very fuzzy. So you know I like a fuzzy mohair, so I'm really excited to try this stuff and see how the color changes look and what I think of it right out of the box. This one's a tough one. I love the color and I love the look of it, but the feeling of it is so strange. If you've used this, let me know what you think. Like, do you agree that this is just kind of weird? I'm gonna go, I'm kind of sticking middle of the road this time. I'm gonna go a 3 out of 5 again. Like I'm so torn on this. Like I'm gonna have to find like the perfect project for this where it's, I don't know. It's not bad against your skin though, actually. Like when, like in my hand, it feels weird, but like against my neck, it's actually quite soft. Okay, I'm moving this up to a 3.5. It's kind of nice. Okay. Now I have more options for what I want to make. So stick around for that deep dive. All right, this is the one I've been waiting for. This is the final piece from the haul, and it's the one I'm most excited about. And it is this. What is it? It's knitting needles and very loud plastic. So let's take it out of the plastic. So you can probably guess that this is going to be an interchangeable set because it's in this kind of, you know, carrier. Just the carrier alone I'll talk about first. It's a faux, maybe crocodile. It's got kind of the crocodile print, but faux leather. It feels nice. It feels very substantial. The zipper's really nice. So like right off the bat, that's a good thing. But what's inside? This is different. I have not seen anything like these. And I don't search the web constantly looking for stuff like this, but once I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, like I haven't seen other knitting needles like this. So let me stop talking about it and let me show you. Look at these needles. They are printed and it has like a cherry blossom design on it. And they are just so cool looking. And these are even better than I expected. You never know what you're gonna get when you buy something online. And I did not have high hopes for this because I was like, is this gonna be painted on? Is this like, I didn't know. But as you can see, it is like it's enameled on. I don't even know how this is attached to the needle, but they are stunning. There are 13 different sizes, and these were $22 for this entire set. So you can see 13 different sizes with the holder, It also comes with cords, the cord enders, so that if you're, saving your project for later, it won't fall off. Let's take a look at these cords and see how they stack up with these needles. Okay, my first gripe with this is this pocket that these are stored in. It is so small to get your hand into that it's a little difficult, so be warned on that one. Okay, so it looks like the cords are kind of the standard, like it looks like a 16, 20, 32, and a 40. They're swivel. No. You guys. I constantly use this ones that I have, and I'm so upset because it has only like a 16 and a 20-inch swivel cord, and it's the only one that I have that has a swivel cord. These are all swivel cords. Like, I love swivel cords. They make life so easy. They don't, your cords don't kink. Like, this set is blowing my mind for what it has. So let me grab a short cord. Just like you can see, these are just unfolding. Like, there's no kinks. These are super flexible, even more flexible than the circulars that I was just messing with. Like, come on, this is insane. I never have seen printed needles. I have never seen swivel cords for so cheap. I am truly hoping that these needles work well. The needles themselves, they have the size printed on them, which is super helpful. They are heavier, like the 10 millimeter, even though it's a smaller needle, it is heavier than the circular that I was just looking at. The tips though are much pointier, so these would definitely work for lace projects. The actual feel of the needle, I can feel it feels like an etching for the actual size, but the rest of it actually feels like an enamel, but it's not sticky. I would say it's probably about the same as the circulars we were just looking at. So we'll see how well the yarn slides. So I am so excited for these. Why, like, needle makers, like, why don't you print on your needles? Make them like jewelry. We'll want to use them more if they're pretty. So swivel cords and printed needles, this is what we need. How many of you love these? Like, let me know in the comments. Would you want to buy printed needles or plain needles? I guess it would probably depend on what the print is, but this is super cute and I can't wait to try them. Out of the box, 5 out of 5. I am giving high hopes for how well these are going to work just based off of the thought and detail of the needles. Hopefully I'm not hugely disappointed. So which one of these are you most excited for me to deep dive into? Which ones do you want to maybe go check out? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on these. I am Deja with Knit and Crochet Ever After. Make sure you stick around for the deep dives, and thank you for watching.